Hello, I'm Davia Chambers, and we're talking about developing a nation. Tobago, let's build, grow food, and keep the island safe. This is Let's Talk Tobago at Ramajan Villa on the hilltop of Pleasant Prospect. It's the place to be if the island's wildlife is what you fancy. Now let's get talking, but first, a peep at our top stories this week. Tobago moves forward with its comprehensive economic development plan. We'll tell you what TV and villages in Tobago have in common and celebrating the child. These stories and more when Let's Talk Tobago continues. Thanks for tuning in. We're at Ramajan Villa and it's a great location for bird watchers. This property is nestled on the side of a bird sanctuary. Okay, are you ready? The team behind the Comprehensive Economic Development Plan asks if you're ready. So are you? The ongoing commitment to build a developed nation takes you and all of us. And here's Omodara Mills to tell you more about it.
The services and experiences provided to visitors in the tourism sector are the main sources of revenue for the island. And as Tobago seeks to develop a more sustainable economy, meeting the targets of the Comprehensive Economic Development Plan's mantra of clean, green, safe and serene is important. It's a brand that requires a people-centered and collaborative approach, ideas which have been encouraged when tourism stakeholders met to discuss ways in which the slogan can be implemented.
It's not just about conveying information. You could say, oh, Tobago is nice, has beaches, but it's really about sparking an imagination. Oh, I wonder what I could do when I get there, boy. Oh, I could see myself doing that. Yes, that looked like a nice idea. That is the kind of, you have to spark imagination. And it's not just about communicating. It's about conversing, and when you start a conversation, what happens? You begin a relationship. And that is where branding needs to be heading.
Living up to the clean and green in the Comprehensive Economic Development Plan, CEDP 2.0, means using sources of energy that have minimal impact on the environment.
The thing about renewable energy is you're creating it and you're using it in the same place that it is being made. You do not have to import anything. You have the sun here, you have the wind, you have the tide, the ocean currents, and you have the rain falling every now and again, which is in itself is a form of renewable energy.
The THA and the private sector will also use an array of modern marketing and social media strategies.
There will be the need for social marketing of the concept through mass media, participatory methodologies, and other mechanisms such that there is a consistent focus on the achievement of this composite goal.
Coming out of the two-day conference, it's hoped that a Tobago Sustainable Development Committee will be set up to continue the process of developing a clean, green, safe and serene island that everyone can enjoy for generations to come. I'm Omodara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Ramajan is known for its quiet, relaxing holidays and is close to some of the best beaches in Tobago. We turn now to what will be an historical look at Tobago with one filmmaker who has his eyes on the prize, or should I say, treasure.
Idyllic Bloody Bay. How much do you know about this quiet village in the northeast of Tobago? Well, a magazine-styled television series called Tobago Treasures will illuminate this community and others like Charlottesville, Buku and Plymouth. The series will take the audience through the historical events of villages, highlighting their community life and the people who would have made significant contributions to those communities. The 13-episode television show came about as a result of the local filmmaker Wayne John's desire to know more about his own village.
being inspired from a still picture that I would have seen on social media of a plantation house in Dallaford. I grew up in Dallaford and always knew of the house, but never gotten the history behind the particular house in Dallaford.
The first season of Tobago Treasures is financed by the Division of Community Development and Culture. It's being produced with the aim of educating younger Tobagonians about their past.
It would be devastating that Tobago would have been such a historical place. It could be described as a historian's playground, but yet our young people, being in the age of this, the technological advancements and everything, but not knowing much of ourselves.
Wayne John also produced his story, a 40-minute documentary which made it to the 2012 Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival. He hopes his current production will encourage Tobagonians to better appreciate what they have.
Since speaking with elderly people, getting the general picture of how Tobago was and how life was, comparing to what we have now, I get a general sense of humility, a sense of opportunity, and a real passion, knowing that we have so many things afforded us now as young people compared to life back then.
The first season of Tobago Treasures will air next year, January, on the island's local TV station, Channel 5. The producers are planning to upload the episodes on YouTube, provide copies as a learning tool to schools, and carry out community screenings of the show. I'm Omodara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
The wraparound veranda here at the villa is perfect for guests to chill and enjoy the beautiful outdoors. Some people sing while others dance, and workshops like the ones in this next piece add technique to one's natural creative ability. Here's Kimberly Job with the story.
This is the future of culture in Tobago. Primary school students actively participating in a lecture and demonstration on the ballet. The talented tutors from the Division of Community Development and Culture took time and exhibited the intricate belly dance steps for the students, who were able to replicate the movements after only a few minutes. Dance tutor in the division, Dartel Kirk, explained that there was much potential seen during the workshop. She is excited for the future of dance in Tobago.
Tobagonians are very talented. We are born-bred dancers, actors, singers, people of the art form. And when I look at it, my heart just melts, and I literally want it to tear up, but I keep it in a little bit, because the kids are so talented, and not just the ones that are struggling, because I know if we just give them a little instinct, they will come good. They'll be really good.
Sharon O'Neill Cato, a teacher at the Dallaford Anglican School, wants to see more initiatives like this, which teach children about their culture.
It's a first experience for them, something like this. And I think it's a very good gesture on the part of the Division of Culture to really expose our kids, our children to this kind of art form.
The workshop was part of a plan by the Division of Community Development and Culture to introduce an educational component which specifically targets school children. Workshops were held at Betsy's Hope, Lowlands, and the School for the Deaf. The ballet sessions culminated with a spectacular Ballet Fest exhibition and demonstration featuring performances from various groups around Tobago. From the Division of Community Development and Culture, I'm Kimberly Job for Let's Talk Tobago.
Let's talk about the art and science of agriculture, and we'll do that after the break. We'll be right back.
The Tobago House of Assembly has a plan, the Comprehensive Economic Development Plan, CEDP, and it is for all of us. Are you ready to benefit from higher levels of development in Tobago and a higher standard of living?
We ready!
The priority areas are branding Tobago, clean, green, safe and serene, business development and entrepreneurship.
Are you ready?
Human capital development.
I'm ready.
Social development and resilience.
I'm ready.
Improved infrastructure and utilities. Enhanced safety and security.
I'm ready.
Environmental sustainability. Tourism.
Are you ready?
Marine resources and forestry.
Are you ready?
Good governance and institutional reform.
The CEDP is ready. Join us and get on board.
Let's travel the island, straight back to my land, even to Thailand. Anyway,
Seafood lovers, this one is for you. The delectable fish pot restaurant at the bottom of the hill caters to all your needs. They serve crab cakes and jerkfish, and you could walk there from the villa. Next, why are you sitting at that dead-end job when you could be farming? You could grow your own food as well as sell the produce. Want to know how to begin? Take a look at this story.
Implementing irrigation systems, establishing and managing an orchard, and starting a new farm. These are some of the topics Tobagonians want to know more about so they can grow their own food and even turn their hobby into a business. The facilitators at the Kendall Farm School have listened and provided a week of classes in these areas.
What we are trying to do basically is to attract the young persons into agriculture, right? So we are trying to move away from, persons just doing agriculture because they know how to do it, right? Remember, agriculture is both an art and a science, and people know how to do things, but they don't know why, they don't know how often they are supposed to do it and when, right? That is the science aspect. So what we are trying to do is pair the two so that we would produce a successful farmer.
Participants also learned about new technologies in agriculture, business planning, and record keeping. One of the students was 29-year-old Melissa McLeod of Belgarden. Melissa says she now appreciates the importance of the administrative aspect of farming in developing a successful business.
What stood out for me most was the management part, because without proper management you wouldn't be able to have a functional farm. I think it is important because it helps you to learn part of everyday things that you may miss out along the line, and it also gives you a good way to manage farms and to become better entrepreneurs for Tobago.
The Kendall Farm School comes under the Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment. The institute provides training with the goal of increasing food security on the island.
The main objective right now for the division is trying to attain food security on the island, right? So the courses that we are offering now are more geared towards producing food, right? There are other courses that we would provide from time to time, but our focus this year was on trying to improve and enhance productivity on the island, right? So we have touched on some pertinent areas that we think could generate interest, and apart from that, that would generate some good revenue.
A previous training session for the public focused on the essentials of beekeeping. I'm Omadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Did you know that Rummagin was built as the original show house for the Sanctuary Resort? The design reflects that of an old plantation house. Our next story comes from Belgarden. We profile a small business owner who's really starting to sew it up in a big way. Watch and you'll see what I mean.
He has a passion for woodworking and upholstery. He takes this and turns it into this. That's Desmond Kwamina of Make and Move, a furniture and upholstery company out of Belgarden, Tobago. Make and Move started in 2004 using only hand tools.
in the area of like cushions where you need to sew, there are some thick fabric that you need to sew. I had a normal sewing machine that could hardly do it.
In 2015, Mr. Kwamana produces the same beautiful furniture using power tools, a heavy-duty machine to be more specific, thanks to the Business Development Unit of the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development. The unit is helping Tobago's small and micro enterprise sectors grow through financial support and business training.
I was in dire need of a heavy-duty sewing machine, and I went to them. I must say, Miss Allen, that lady, she came here and she directed me into getting everything that I need in order to have this sewing machine, and I carried in what they asked for. I met the requirement and I got the sewing machine quickly.
Mr. Kwamana says he can now create more pieces in less time. This has increased his clientele and expanded his business.
And that sewing machine is a main part of my business because with all the heavy sewing, that is what really takes me through.
And as the Assembly calls on Tobagonians to play their parts in diversifying our economy, Mr. Kwamana is doing his bit by constructing a furniture factory. I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
I'm full of fun facts, and this one's good. The name Rummagin comes from the owner's children. Rum is the middle name of their son, and Gin is the middle name of their daughter. It's also a combination of the owner's favorite alcohol drink. Now listen closely. Children are people too. They are afforded some of the same rights as you or I, and advocating for those who can't advocate for themselves are themes in this next story from Caroline Wallace.
Who remembers these stories? Little Kiana Kamabach found dead in a barrel at her home. Akil Chambers, who went missing and was found in a pool. Or 3-year-old Jabari Hernandez, who was beaten to death. All those children in some way had their rights violated.
A right is like, you know in your heart it's okay to do it. You can do it if you want to, and that's it.
But only if it's okay, like you won't hurt somebody and it's not safe, because the other person has a right to not be hurt too, right?
So as Tobago celebrated Universal Children's Day, which started in 1954, the Division of Health and Social Services is promoting the rights of children, the right to life, to health, to education, to play, to family life, and to be protected from violence.
The right to participate and the right to be heard, to name a few. And what we have been doing in Children and Family Services Unit, we have been collaborating with other stakeholders, namely the Child Protection Unit of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and also the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, so as to ensure that these rights are promoted and that our children continue to survive and to thrive.
According to UNICEF, every year, millions of children around the world become victims of untold violence. Children in every country, every culture, and at every social level face various forms of abuse, neglect, and exploitation.
We have their backs, and we will not relent in any way in protecting them.
And Dr. Forrester says parents in Tobago must also take responsibility of their charges.
Children are vulnerable, children are pliable and weak, and therefore parents must understand their roles and their responsibilities, and to somehow approach same with a measure of seriousness and also maturity, without which we could find that we continue to experience awkward situations and developments relating to our children.
Universal Children's Day is fully endorsed by the Secretary of Health and Social Services, Claudia Groom-Duke, and Administrator Karen Otley, as they work on making Tobago a more child-friendly environment, one where children feel safe and can flourish in any area. I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
Time to multitask. Watch these messages and also Google Maps. I want you ready for the next story. More when Let's Talk Tobago continues. We'll be right back.
Tobago House of Assembly has a plan, the Comprehensive Economic Development Plan, CEDP, and it is for all of us. Are you ready to benefit from higher levels of development in Tobago and a higher standard of living?
We ready.
The priority areas are branding Tobago, clean, green, safe, and serene. Business development and entrepreneurship.
Are you ready?
Human capital development.
I'm ready.
Social development and resilience.
I'm ready.
Improved infrastructure and utilities. Enhanced safety and security.
I'm ready.
Environmental sustainability. Tourism.
Are you ready?
Marine resources and forestry.
Are you ready?
Good governance and institutional reform.
The CEDP is ready. Join us and get on board.
Let's travel the island, straight back to my land, even to Thailand. Anyway,
Welcome back. I'm Davia Chambers, upstairs at Rummagin Villa in Pleasant Prospect. Architect Jeffrey McLean designed this home and it was completed in 1995. It's now owned by the Kerrigan family. Technology has advanced in ways we didn't imagine. For instance, go online and you could map out this place before you even travel here. Well, we find in this next story that agencies are putting this same application to good use.
These are just a few of Tobago's attractions that locals and visitors can find using Google Maps. It's a simple, consumer-friendly application which uses a more complex system called Geographic Information Systems, or GIS. Simply put, GIS combines systems such as aerial photography, land surveying, and remote sensing satellites to map and model the real world. But there's a lot more to GIS than just Google Maps and Google Earth searches. Several THA divisions are using the technology to make their operations more efficient. This includes disaster management.
Geomapping of our spatial layout of our special needs population to me is quite critical, especially in a scenario whereby the island may have been decimated by a hazard. We are able, or persons trying to assist us will be able to know exactly where our special needs populations are located.
The Land Management Department plans to apply GIS in surveying state lands. It will also provide information on estates such as Adelphi and Lamy Road, Argyle.
We want to use GIS for the better management of state lands. In a way, we'll be developing a mapping systems where all of our lands, whether private or state, can be managed and be visibly viewed. So in a sense, when we have parcels, the parcels are mapped. You could go online or on our special system, click on that special parcel, you'll be able to see who the owner is, whether there's a deed, whatever information specific to that land title, you'll be able to get it in our system.
The divisions responsible for infrastructure, public utilities, and health are also using the technology to make their operations better for the well-being of Tobagonians.
The Division of Health and Social Services is also currently implementing GIS with the intention of monitoring garbage collection, mapping primary health care centers, and creating chlorophet and other maps to make informed decisions regarding the overall health and wellness of Tobago's population.
This is the second year that the Land Management Department is joining the rest of the world in celebrating World GIS Day under the theme Discovering the World Through GIS. The public also attended a lecture on GIS technology and interacted with organizations and businesses that use GIS during the one-day exhibition. I'm Umudara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
From famous historians to lawyers, many have vacationed here at Rummagin Villa. You know, Christmas is right around the corner and I still have shopping and lots to do. How about you? You know what we need to put us more in the mood? We need a free concert, and I just happen to know the perfect one. Take a look.
There's no doubt Christmas is in the air, and starting off the Christmas treats of music is the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. They are hosting their annual variety concert for the 146th year.
The purpose of the concert is to
more or less build a better relationship with communities throughout Trinidad and Tobago and sort of showcase the talent of the police service and the various youth clubs attached to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
The concert will be held this Saturday at 8 p.m. at the Shore Park Complex and then on Sunday, November 29th from 4 p.m. at the Gulf City Mall, Lowlands.
It is a free concert. Persons can come and see what talent the police has. Of course, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Band is the #1 brass band in Trinidad and Tobago. And you have to come to see for yourself this sort of performance being put on.
The TTPS is expecting a good turnout, as in the case every year, since patrons will be entertained from even their youth club members.
We have participants from Black Rock Youth Club, Mason Hall, Signal Hill, Goodwood.
The theme for the 2015 concert is In the Neighborhood. I'm Caroline Wallace for Let's Talk Tobago.
You're in your own sanctuary at the upstairs veranda. Different species of birds come and visit rummaging every now and again. Keyshawn Wilson has this week's sports highlight, and it's a follow-up to the beach soccer tournament with the most valuable player being from right here in Tobago.
Swiss Chargers. They're the 2015 Tobago Beach Soccer champions. For the second year in a row, the Switzerland-based team kicked their way to victory on the sun, upsetting Team Barcelona 2-0. They had to settle for the second spot. Coming in third was locally based beach soccer team Port of Spain Patriots. But the men weren't the only ones on the field. POS Patriots edged Tobago Chicas to be named champs, while Antioquia from Colombia had to settle for the third position. And most valuable player of the tournament went to Tobago's very own, Victor Thomas of the Swiss Chargers. While another Tobagonian, Kevon Woodley of Port of Spain Patriots, got the Best Goal Award. The Tobago Beach Soccer Championships is sponsored by the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport. I'm Keyshawn Wilson for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's time again for Have Your Say, the segment in our program where you or viewers sound off. So what are you doing on December 4th? A get-together with friends? Family time at the beach? A day of storytelling? Or perhaps a day of service to your community? If you haven't already, make a special mark on your calendar. December 4th is Tobago Day, and here's how a few of our viewers plan to celebrate.
I'll be going to the stadium and take a look at it. I think it's on the 4th.
I have some nephews and stuff and nieces, so I just clear them up.
I intend to go and support the whole week of activities.
I think the only time I seriously celebrate Tobago Day is when Tobago gets its full autonomy.
Eat some good Tobago food.
I have nothing planned, but I'll be around that day to celebrate with everybody.
That's all for this edition of Let's Talk Tobago. Please email your comments and queries on anything you've seen in this program and visit our website at www.tha.gov.tt. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Davia Chambers on behalf of all of us at the Department of Information. Thank you for spending this time with us. Have a safe and productive week.